Okay guys, this video is going to be about blank, coalesce, IsBlank, and IsEmpty. These are all functions within the Power FX, and I've grouped them all together because this is how it is listed inside of the documentation. So we've kind of grouped all these together in one video for you. And so let's focus on blank and IsBlank, okay? So here's a text box. This is text input 3 over here on the tree view, if you see. And I'm giving it a value of blank using the blank function. So that's how you use it. Blank just basically puts a placeholder in there and it makes it so that it's not necessarily a null value, but blank does produce a data type of null. Okay, so just make sure you understand that. And then the other thing is you can check to see if something is blank by using the IsBlank function and then passing in the control and obviously the text, because this is on this control, this is where you would have content to see if it's blank. You could also use IsBlank for this item in a gallery or a table, and if it is, then you could wrap that in a so this is basically going to come back true or false. So you could use this in an if statement and then use this part in the logic part of it, and then if it is blank, what you do is you just simply provide a alternate entry, or you could sit there and provide you know anything you want. Maybe you could just leave it blank. On the flip side, if it's not blank, then simply just show the value that's in the database. So a couple different ways or creative ways to use IsBlank, and then also to force something to be blank, you simply just use blank with no parameters, just straight up blank function. All right, now the next item that we want to go through is looking to see, now this one, the clear function is not provided in this item, but I did set it this way to just clear out the table. So here I'm making a table, I'm clear collecting, and I'm collecting this data in a table. And then on this function over here, I'm using the IsEmpty. And IsEmpty takes a table value, okay? So I've got my table in here, but if we just do IsEmpty, and it says source, and it says a table to be tested. So you can't use this on a text value, you have to use it on a table. So right now it's looking at to see if the table's empty, and it is empty. So if I come over here and I look at my table, you see how that says 0 rows? So if I click it here too, you can also see that it's blank, there's nothing in it. So that does mean it's empty. Now as soon as I hit make table, let's go ahead and click this, make table, it's no longer true. There is data in it, and if we look over here, we can see that it has 5 rows. And then we click into it, we can see those 5 rows that's in there. Okay, so that is how you use the IsEmpty function. Now, this one is called Coalesce, and this one sometimes causes confusion. It is really handy to use Coalesce if you're needing to do a bunch of values like I've got here. I've got 4 different potential values, and what its goal really is primarily to do is to return the first item in a list of items that you provide, and when it's not empty or when it's not blank, essentially it's going to return that value. So let's see this in action. So right now the first item is 1, and so it's not blank, but if I blank this out, then 2 comes up. If I blank this out, then 3 comes up, and if I blank that out, then 4 comes up. Okay, so it's another, can you imagine taking this statement and writing an if statement? It would be if nested in an if, nested in an if, or you would just do, instead of the nested ifs, you could do else and then nest in another if from the else. So the point is, it's pretty gnarly to do it that way. Coalesce can really make a nice clean work of that, especially if you're providing the if then type of scenario, and all you're doing is checking for something that's blank, and you simply just want to get the item that's not blank. This is a much cleaner, nicer way of dealing with Coalesce. So that's pretty much all you have to do for that. And that is it for this video. We've covered all 4 functions for you, and even somewhat of a bonus function accidentally by showing you clear. So we will probably just leave clear as a quick reference and just simply point you back to this particular video number, which I believe it's 10 or 11. All right, guys, that's it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.